Hello everyone and welcome back to Modded Minecraft 1.19, where last time we got our hands on this lovely elytra. And actually, you know what? Let me take you over to the village really quickly because I want to show you how I ended up enchanting elytra with the two most important things you can put on elytra, mending and unbreaking 3. And I did the old lectern cycling trick. So let me just bounce out of that perspective. And in here you can see this is the library. And if you walk in here, you can see these two guys are just chatting up a storm. What's up, guys? How you doing? So I've got mending for 18 emeralds, and I've got unbreaking 3 for 30. I don't really care about the price. I essentially have unlimited emeralds. So anyway, welcome to Modded Minecraft 1.19. And I'm really excited about today because I am going to build something that I've been needing to build for a long time. And it is, of course, a storage unit. I've got the plan all laid out right here. It is, I believe, 11 blocks by 15. It's going to be a pretty decent sized storage facility. One of the things that's really slowing me down right now is the fact that my storage, I mean, I've got lots of room in here. It's just not very, like, I don't know. I just don't like being down here. And my storage is a mess. I mean, it's just terrible. So look at all these cocoa beans. This is insane. By the way, speaking of cocoa beans, Sky apparently has left. Took the beds and left, but left the lily pad. So I don't know what's up with that. But I don't know. I have not seen Sky. Sky has disappeared, and also all of Sky's animals are gone. This is my horse, by the way. I never actually introduced you guys to my horse, but very fast running horse. Now, before I sleep and then begin the building process, I want to show you guys something. It is called a charge pad. Now, a charge pad is super simple to make. It is 3 polished blackstone pressure plates, 2 steel, and an energy tablet. You find blackstone in the nether, you smelt it up, or no, you don't smelt it. You just put 4 of them in a square, it polishes them, and then 2 of them side by side, it makes these pressure plates. And what this thing does is it charges up your stuff. So if you look at my my charge on the atomic disassembler, whenever I'm holding it in my hand, actually, as long as it's in my inventory or I'm wearing it, it'll charge it up. And you can probably hear it. Yeah, it just charges it up automatically. Once you stop hearing the machines running, and all you're hearing is the whoop whoop sound, that means that everything's charged up. It's fantastic. It's so much better than slapping your stuff into an energy cube or whatever. It just does it automatically. It's fantastic. So anyway, today, guys, and I didn't really update the book and quill because it's a really simple process. Today we're gonna, Klaus and Sky's house. Well, no, sorry, that's still not true. Sorry, that's still not true. Maybe if I get lucky, I won't actually run into Sky today. Maybe we'll get a lot of stuff done. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so today, build the storage unit and flush it out with an automatic sorting system. This is a super simple thing to do. So let's begin. Okay, so first things first, I have to disassemble all of this stuff. And of course, I want to store it in the best place possible, which is going to be in my personal chest. There is a distinct problem, and that is that I have a lot of stuff in this chest. So this chest is literally going to just sit here until I have a place to put it. And of course, my inventory is full. I didn't actually get into it. Okay, so I'm going to be building this out of spruce logs, cherry, either logs or planks. I've got a few nether bricks. I've got some cracked and regular deep slate bricks and dirt for the foundation, you know, just to do the terraforming. I'm not sure how it's going to look. It's going to be very dark. And I'm thinking, you know, we have such like a light, happy, bright environment that maybe something dark and would just be a nice contrast. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to build it. And if I have to, I will redo it at a later time. But I got to put all this stuff away really quickly. And I've got most of the machinery already cleaned up. Now, one of the parts that I've been looking forward to the most is likely cleaning up the glass and the lava in here. I haven't really been using the heat generator because it just doesn't produce a whole lot of power. So I'm very excited about this. So I'm just going to go ahead and bucket all of this stuff up and bucket that up. I can take up the heat generator and this cable and then the last of the lava. And there we go. It is now safe, and within seconds it will look like absolutely nothing was here except once again this floating chest and this buried crafting table. So now that that is done and I have a, you know, basically a clean view. Oh yeah, This is going to be awesome. All right, next step. Let's flatten the ground and begin construction of the storage facility. All right, so the terraforming is done. I may round off the corners, around the backside, but right now that is all. Now, I didn't really say this out loud, but really the problem I'm trying to solve here is I have a terrible inventory system here. I want an automatic sorting system, and I really want to run the digital miner and gather a ton of resources because I want to build some massive buildings and just really impressive stuff, but I can't have, I don't have anywhere to put it all. So that is kind of what this is supposed to solve. And yes, I realize for those of you that may know mechanism pretty well that there is the QIO system where you can store like all of your stuff onto these little hard drives, and we'll probably get into that eventually, but I want to start off with a more simple sorting system, which is the bins. I prefer the way it looks. It's more aesthetically pleasing on a Minecraft level, so that's what we're going to be doing. But first, I have to decide what kind of floor I'm going to have in here. That's actually not something that I have thought about, surprisingly. So I decided to pull out the digital miner because I realized I wanted to do a lighter colored floor. So I've got some diorite. I'm going to be getting about 3 stacks of this, and I'm going to be getting about a stack or 2 of the andesite. I would also throw some granite in there, but it looks a little too opulent and beautiful, and this is simply just a storage room. I don't really want it to look that good. I just wanted a little bit of color, a little bit of light coming in, and that's going to be reflecting off of the windows and stuff. And I think diorite does that very, very well. So I'm going to get these, and then the actual building begins. I think this is a decent floor. Notice how I added a little bit of dimension on, the occasional spot here. So now we have to build the support structures. Yes, and of course, kind of following along with this building, some vertical wood I think would be absolutely perfect. So I have loads and loads of spruce logs, which I didn't point out. I do have some giant spruce trees over there. I've been chopping them down and using them for this really. So let's begin that process right now. Support struts are in. Now I think it's time to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to put in some nether brick, but only in these corners for now. I'm actually coming up with this plan on the fly. Like I said, I've got some ideas for what I want to do, but I don't know fully. So yeah, the colors may not work out, but you know what? Again, it's never a bad idea to experiment. The colors are very, very similar, but there is a little bit of variety in there. Okay, so now let's grab the deep slate bricks and the deep slate cracked bricks. And I want to build up these walls. Now I do want windows, but I want them to be 3 blocks high and very small because I do want to use the wood. Or I'm sorry, I do want to use these first 2 levels for actually storage and whatnot. And the storage actually has to go up against the wall. So I'm thinking something like this. I'll put some cracked ones just like so, and just have a little window in the middle. That way you don't feel like you're in a total cave, but it does need to feel, it does need to serve a real purpose. So I actually like the combination of the deep slate with the spruce. I just don't think the nether brick works. Yeah, I've decided the nether brick has to go. Time to try something different. And after a lot of debate, it became very clear that the deep slate with the spruce looks good enough, and I don't want to try to complicate the build any further than I already have. Okay, so now we're gonna put on a roof and some decor. All right, I have finished the roof line. Basically what I did was just go with stairs all the way up. I was gonna experiment a bit with a pretty sharp pitch of the roof and kind of go with a cone shape all the way around. So you can see there's a little bit of weirdness right there. I could square this off and fix that, but it kind of adds a little bit of character. And yeah, I think it turned out okay, honestly. And I like the fact that I went with spruce to kind of tie back together with the logs that we used. So if I come back into here, you can see the roof is a little funny on the inside though. So honestly, half the job is, I still have half the job to go, which is going to be just so fun. I am actually shocked to admit that I needed more spruce wood. What do you guys think? I've kind of like lowered the peak a little bit inside, and now I actually would like to put in I don't know, some sort of like cross structure up in the top. Something that, oh, this hover mode is just amazing. I love it. But if I can place something, you know, across the top that will look like it's supporting, and also maybe something I can hang some lights from. That was not the right direction. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so I've got some structure up at the top. It is now time to make some lights, and I'm also thinking, you know, some sort of fire. I think that building deserves some sort of fire, some sort of smoke. I think it'll improve the look of it a lot. So I think this refined glowstone would be kind of a neat thing to use, and all you have to do really to get this is actually to goodness, there we go. Okay, so you have refined glowstone ingots. You throw glowstone dust through the osmium compressor, and I've got lots of glowstone dust actually. So you know what? Let's do that. I've got lots of power here, and my osmium compressor is right here as well. So I think this would be a little bit of a nicer light than we had originally planned on using. I made just enough to make 4 of these refined glowstone, and that means that I'm gonna actually need something else. Fencing, yes, fencing is what we need. So if I have 4, and I wanna hang them from these, that means I'm gonna have to put them just about here on both sides. And I'm actually not sure, I might wanna go, yeah, I'm definitely gonna wanna go a little higher than that. That's a little bit too low, which means I made way too many fences, but that's fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So there we go. We placed that down just like so, and there you go. That is a very nice, very different type of light. In fact, I'm curious to see. I'm gonna turn on my light level mod here. It's turned on. I'm gonna see if I need any more light in here besides those lights. I was just thinking about the fire comment that I made, and I'm not entirely sure if there's a good spot for it. Plus, I don't want this build to be, you know, too cozy. This is just a storage room, right? It doesn't have to be cozy. It just needs to perform the function. So, yep, it looks like we are so close to perfect lighting in this room. We have right next to the door and in the very middle block. So, I have an idea for how to solve this problem. For now, though, I mean, you know, torches next to the door. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But for the very, very middle, I have an idea. Yep, I'm thinking about lava, and I like to put lava inside of stone because I don't know, it just feels like lava would do damage to dirt. So there you go, got some lava and a block of glass right there. And now with my mod turned on, you can see the mod is in fact turned on. There is no spawnable area inside of here. So pretty awesome. So now that the structure is done for the most part, I mean, I still want to do a little bit on the outside. Obviously, I need some stairs. You know what? I'm going to take care of that stair situation. A little bit of stone brick, I think, will do. And of course, we want there to be a decent little entrance into and out of the building. It's getting dark again. I can't believe how fast that happened. And lastly, we need some doors. I know exactly the doors that I want to make. Jungle doors. Yeah, jungle doors. Jungle doors are cool looking. They'll fit, I think. Let's just see here. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, that's perfect. I love it. All right. So we have one door on one side and one door on the other. Now there's some small details that I want to get done. Things like pressure plates and things like, you know, important stuff. But right now, I think something very, very important needs to get done. We need to name this place. And I have the perfect name in mind. Stuffin' Things. Okay, this may not be the permanent name, but it's the name that came to mind in the moment. I gotta put this one on the other side. And naturally, I'm gonna need some spruce pressure plates so that everything kind of ties together. And there you go, guys. The build is done. So the next step is to flesh this place out with an amazing sorting system, an automatic sorting system that will support basically all of the stuff that I'm gonna be accumulating for the rest of the series. So minor issue, to make bins, which is where a lot of this is going to come from, I'm going to need basic control circuits, which I have to get from the metallurgic infuser. I guess I could place it down and use it, but I've already got 62 of these things, so I'm thinking I'm going to make 62 bins. And each bin will hold 4,096 of the same item, and I can always upgrade them later if I need to. So 62 bins, which means I need basically 2 stacks of redstone, basically a stack of basic control circuits, but I need 5 stacks of cobblestone, and I'm literally out of cobblestone. So I have the digital miner mining this up now, and then, yeah, we're gonna craft them all in one fell swoop. It's gonna be amazing. So let's shift click and make exactly 62 of these basic bins. And oh, they don't stack. Oh boy. Okay. That wasn't how I expected that to go. All right, well, let's, I'm gonna have to leave room for the items to flow around the walls and stuff. So let's place down the bins right about here, and I will go about, I don't know, 6 or so per group, something like that. Well, I'll figure it out as I go, but I've got a lot of bins to place down, so wish me luck. All right, guys, I think I've got it all done. Stuff and things is ready for business. Yes, so I've got 61 bins, which ended up being really a good number. It actually worked out very nicely. I'm sorry, 62 bins. Yeah, and they're all attached and connected, okay? So this is what I would call the dump chest, right? I would throw everything in here after going out and adventuring, and then everything will go and sort into its place. Now, if it cannot go anywhere else, like let's say all of the bins are full of stuff, then it will come through this restrictive transporter, which is very simple to make, by the way. It is literally 2 steel and an iron bar, and if I shift click, it only used if no other paths are available. So, the dump chest is here. All of the stuff will automatically sort once all of these bins are full of stuff. And if there's anything that's not sorted for, it'll come back to this chest. And then I'll determine what I want to do with it, whether I want to put it in a chest that's dedicated for something like little bits and pieces, or I want to throw it out, or whatever I want to do with it. So let's test it right now. I'm going to grab an assortment of things. I know I'm not going to be happy with the order that things happen, so I'm going to have to, you know, redo a few things. But let's just dump all of this stuff into the bins, and I want you guys to see this thing work. And I don't think it will work yet. It might. But if it doesn't, I know how to solve that problem. So first things first. Okay, yeah, so it's not going to work, but let's just dump everything into here. And one thing to keep in mind, I think this is very important, is that there's a difference between something like a gold ingot and a gold block, right? So we have like osmium blocks here, and let's say I had osmium ingots in here as well. They would actually go into separate bins. So not the best, because I do want, I guess I'll just have to break everything down into ingots, which is fine, because again, each one of these can hold 4,096 items, which is in fact 64 stacks, whereas the average chest is going to hold 3 times 9, so that's 27 stacks. So each bin can hold about a double stack worth of chests if it's a basic bin. And remember, I don't think I've actually said this specifically, but bins can be upgraded from, 4,000 items to an advanced, which is 8,000, and then elites at 32,000, and ultimates are 262,000 items. And then there's a creative bin, which I can't make, and I'm not even sure why it's here. But there we go. So let's tell this thing to pull, and we will begin to see. There you go. All right, so polished andesite is coming into this first bin, and unfortunately there's an entire stack, so it's going to take some time. But now we have something else coming through, and that looks like it's dirt. There we go. Okay, so now we have dirt, and it has chosen a bin as well. And it's just going to automatically work this way. I would love to demonstrate what happens when all of these bins are full, but this is going to take 1.5 million years for everything to kind of dump out of here. And there's adjustments that I want to make to this system as well, but we're going to have to do that in a future episode, because I've been filming for 1.5 hours, and it is just amazing how long this stuff takes. But there you go, guys. So the automatic sorting system is working. I'll be working on this off camera to fill it up and put it in an order that makes sense to me. And of course, you know, you can just take stuff and place it in blocks, right? And now that block belongs to Osmium blocks, if that makes sense. So hope this helps. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in. And amazingly, we did not get visited by Sky this entire episode. It's kind of concerning, but it's also such a relief. Oh, the peace and quiet is so nice. Next time, we're going to be getting up to some massive mining now that I've got a place to actually put stuff, and that is going to be such a relief as well. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time.